Hello everyone, it's Myeongkul. Today I am going to read S6 6039, Buster's New Friend, Chapter 6. Plunk, Arthur dropped the book into a cardboard box on his bed. Thud, a baseball landed next to the book. Splat, 3 comic books landed on top of the baseball and book. The propellers on the plane had started turning. Arthur was about to board when he heard a voice. "So you are giving up, eh?" said a voice in the shadows behind him. "You win, Mike," said Arthur. "I won't stand in Buster's way if he wants a new best friend." Mike folded his arms. "And what did Buster say when you told him?" "I didn't," said Arthur. "It's better this way. Besides, you'll think of the right words." "You think of everything. What are you doing?" DW asked this question as she watched Arthur from the doorway. "What does it look like?" asked Arthur. "It looks like you're packing." Arthur sighed. "I guess I am, in a way," DW gasped. "Are you moving? Can I have your room?" Arthur took down a bionic bunny poster and rolled it up. "I'm not moving, DW." His sister looked disappointed. "You're not cleaning, are you? Because if you are, I don't think you're doing a very good job." Arthur picked up a broken pencil. It was the pencil he and Buster had used last summer to write a story about the adventures of Super Pal. "No, I'm not cleaning, at least not the way you mean. I'm just throwing out everything in my room that belongs to Buster or reminds me of Buster or has anything to do with Buster." "Oh, you must be pretty mad." "You could say that." DW nodded. "Did you and Buster have a fight?" Arthur shook his head. "No, but he's made it very clear how he feels about me." DW thought for a moment. "Are you going to throw out the radio he gave you when he got that new one for his birthday?" Arthur looked at the radio. He had been very excited when Buster gave it to him. He had listened to it many times, especially to hear baseball games at night, but Arthur knew that if Buster had the radio back, he would give it to his new best friend Mike. So Arthur put the radio in the box. "I think that's everything," he said, taking a last look around. "What about the CDs you borrowed from him?" Arthur stared at her. "DW, don't you have something better to do?" "Not really." "Well, just leave me alone, please. The sooner you're gone, the sooner I can get rid of this stuff." DW frowned. Arthur, that wouldn't be right." "Why not?" "Even if you're mad at Buster, these things belong to him. You can't just throw them out. You should give them back." Arthur groaned, but he knew DW was right. He would bring the box right over to Buster's, and if he was lucky, nobody would be home when he dropped it off. Chapter 7. Arthur was carrying the box slowly down the street. It was a pretty long way to Buster's house, but Arthur hadn't asked for the ride. His parents would have had questions for sure, and right then Arthur didn't feel like giving the answers. The W had offered to help, but Arthur didn't want company either. This was something he needed to do alone. The box didn't seem too heavy at first. Arthur shifted its weight a few times, but it wasn't the box that was weighing him down. It was the memories inside it. Arthur thought about all the good times he and Buster had shared over the years. He remembered the snowball fight and studying for tests and going out on Halloween. He couldn't remember a moment when Buster hadn't been his friend. They had shared so much together. How could Buster forget about him just because he had met someone else? As Arthur reached the halfway point, his arms began to ache. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea, he said to himself, and put the box down to rest. "Isn't it exciting?" Francine was saying. "Imagine Buster coming back to our school for a visit." "I bought a whole new outfit," said Muffy. "I can't wait." "This is Buster we are talking about." said Arthur. He doesn't care about those things. Maybe the old Buster didn't, said Muffy. But ever since he and Mike teamed up to make that magnetic car, things have changed. I heard he's a millionaire now, said Francine. More like a billionaire, cried Muffy. Oh, look, here he comes now. A state police motorcycle escort that flanked the long black limo that was pulling up to the front door. As the car came to a halt, two men in dark suits and sunglasses popped out. Perimeter secured, said one, tucking into his sleeve. The other opened the back door. I'll just be a minute, Mike, said Buster, stepping out. The whole school crowded around him. Welcome back, Mr. Baxter, said Mr. Rappon. We knew you'd make something of yourself. You're always so well prepared for class. Thank you, said Buster. Buster, over here. Buster's eyes followed the sound of the voice. Hello, he said. Do I know you? No, me? Of course you know me. It's Arthur. Buster stroked his chin. Arthur. Should that name ring a bell? One of the dark suit guys whispered in Buster's ear. Oh, Arthur Reed. That's Reed, said Arthur. Arthur Reed. Whatever. Great to see you. Like old times, isn't it? He paused. We did have old times, didn't we? Arthur nodded. Buster looked at his watch. Oh my. Where does the time go? I don't want to keep the president waiting. Goodbye, all. He ducked back into the limo, which roared off down the street. If you can be that way, said Arthur, so can I. He picked up the box again. Just 5 more blocks to go. Chapter 8. Arthur had almost reached Buster's house when he heard his name called out. Hey, Arthur. It was Buster. He was approaching fast on his skateboard. Arthur hesitated. He wondered if he should just give the box to Buster and go home. It was his stuff, after all. Let him carry it the rest of the way. Buster came to a halt. It's funny that you should be passing by, said Buster. I was just coming over to your house. We need to talk. Arthur sighed. Are you sure you have time? I mean, you've been awfully busy lately. Buster turned a deep shade of red. Even the tips of his ears got pink. I know. Listen, I'm sorry about the science project. I didn't realize I was letting you down. Arthur nodded. How did your talk with Mr. Rappon go? Buster frowned. He was pretty disappointed. You must learn to plan ahead, Mr. Baxter. Do you know the story about the grasshopper and the ant? Not that one again, Buster nodded. What did you tell him? Asked Arthur. Well, it's a good story, said Buster. I didn't mind hearing it again. I really liked the part where the grasshopper played the whole time with the ant is working. Besides, Mr. Rappon is very good at the voices. About this box, Arthur began. How about I give you a hand? Asked Buster. We can put it on the skateboard. Thanks, said Arthur. I know I haven't been seeing you that much since I started hanging out with Mike. I'm sorry, you're still my best buddy, but you know, Mike is my buddy too. I guess I can understand that. Good. Anyway, I was hoping that maybe we could still work together on the project. I've thought of a lot of ideas. You have? I was thinking that we could magnetize the whole floor of our classroom and then put small magnets in everyone's sneakers. It would be like skating, but more scientific. I took a moment to consider it. How were you thinking we would magnetize the floor? He asked. Buster shrugged. Okay, I've worked out all the details, but what about this then? We magnetize a basketball rim and our basketballs too. That way, when we shoot, we'll never miss. Don't you think people would get a little suspicious? Buster shook his head. We'll just say we've been practicing. Arthur couldn't help smiling. And what about the fact that the basketballs have no metal in them to magnetize? Buster frowned. They absolutely have to have metal? That's how it works. All right, then we'll have to think of something else, but at least I'm trying. Do you want to come in? My mom made cookies and lemonade to get our brains going. I'll even carry your box. Without waiting for an answer, Buster started down the sidewalk. Arthur took a deep breath and then went to catch up. Chapter 9. So then, whatever metal the magnet is touching turns into a magnet too. Arthur paused 2 cookies together at Buster's kitchen table to illustrate his point. Cool, said Buster. So that's how it works. It's amazing the way the magnetic field lines up the atoms like soldiers. He sighed. I still like my magnetic floor idea, but oh well. Anyway, I promise I'll work hard from now on to make the project the best magnet project we have ever done. Arthur smiled. That won't be hard. It's the only magnet project we have ever done. Still, I have to admit, it really wasn't the same without you. Bionic handshake. All right, said Buster, clasping Arthur's hand with his own. Oh, look, it's 4:30. Buster nodded. Time for Bionic Bunny. Show was about a hungry space alien trying to steal the world's vegetable supply, but Bionic Bunny fooled him. Although he didn't let the alien leave with a generous supply of broccoli and spinach. Thank you for saving our farm, said the farmer at the end. But who are you really? Asked the reporter. Just someone trying to do the right thing in this mixed up world, said Bionic Bunny, Arthur, and Buster all together as the credits rolled. Buster shut off the TV. I guess we should get back to work now. Boy, you really have changed. Well, I don't want to hear the grasshopper and the ants again anytime soon, but maybe you have to go. You know, you never told me what you were doing with that box. Arthur wasn't sure what to say. He didn't want to make things up, but he didn't want to hurt Buster's feelings either. Oh, that's just some stuff I need to get home. Can you help me? Sure thing. We can take the skateboard. Oh, wait. Mike's coming over in a little while. Arthur had almost forgotten about Mike, so we'll meet at last, he said. The famous Mike live and in person. That's right, said Buster. Mike is best. If we ask nicely, I'm sure he'll give us a ride. Buster, will you knock it off? I mean, I can't believe this Mike is a great mini golfer. And sure, he could be a terrific bowler too. And I get that everyone thinks he's cool, cooler than the rest of us could ever hope to be. But now you've gone too far. Buster looked confused. What do you mean? A car? Come on, Buster. Kids don't own cars. They don't drive them either. That is true. So why are you saying all this stuff about Mike? Now it was Buster who didn't know what to say. Buster blinked. I don't under. Oh, there's Mike's home. Come see for yourself. They went outside. Arthur saw a convertible waiting at the side of the road. The top was down, but Arthur didn't see anyone sitting in the passenger seat or the back. He only saw the driver. He wasn't a kid. Although, as grown-ups went, he was on the young side. Hi, Mike, yelled Buster. Hi, Buster, what's up? Said the driver, smiling. Mike, I want you to meet my best buddy, Arthur, this is my big brother, Mike. I've heard a lot about you, Arthur. Arthur looked dazed as he shook Mike's hand. You're Buster's big brother? That's right, Buster and I are part of the Big Brother, Big Sister program at the community center. My mom signed me up, Buster explained. She thinks I need an older male influence. Somehow, said Mike, Mrs. Baxter isn't convinced that Bionic Bunny can do the job alone. You watch the Bionic Bunny show? Of course. How can anyone not want to keep track of a guy who just wants to do the right thing in this mixed up world? Buster asked Mike if he could give Arthur a ride. Sure, hop in. Arthur ran back to get his box. When he returned, Mike helped him in. I have to apologize to you, Arthur. You do? Mike nodded. I ought to show you how to fight dragons or build a spaceship from scratch, but we are a little short on time today. I understand, said Arthur, smiling. But sure. I've been right about his new friend. Mike, can I ask you a question? Sure, fine. What do you know about magnets? Magnets? Said Mike as they pulled away from the curb. I did a big project on them once. The end.